Trickstabad, you are awesome. Thank you for the 58-month resub. Wow, look at that. Almost 60 months. That is insane. Just 2 more months to go. And yes, I do be cheeky.
What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. The brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame, haters face the world's mistakes. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. And we feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame, haters face the world's mistakes. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway.
Hello! Hello. Hello. How's everyone doing today, chat? Hello! How you guys all doing? It feels like it's been a long time, which I guess in theory it has. It has been a long time. But we're back. It's good to see you guys. I've missed you all. Triggs, thank you so much for the cheeky, I might add, resub for 58 months. Almost 60, heck. Almost 60 months. That's such a long time. Thank you so much. Thank you. Also, let me try and be a good friend, and let me see if this all still works. Wait, I hope I wait, no, like that. I hope I do it well. What, did I do it well? There you go. Nice. All right, bit tight because I woke up at 6 a.m. Oh no, why did you wake up at 6 a.m.? What did you do to wake up that early? Heckies. How are you? Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing better. I was feeling slightly under the weather. I blame furry convention, con crud, all those kind of things. But I'm feeling a little bit better now, so that's good. That is good. But yeah, I had a great weekend, chat. I had a amazing weekend in Hamburg at Eurofurence. We're gonna be talking about that. I have some pictures to share with you, some stories, some other things that I want to share with you also. So let's just get into it. But as always, before we actually properly get into it, I'm gonna say good evening, everyone. Good evening and good time zone to all of you. How's everyone doing today? My name is MrJordilicious. As always, back to stream here on this Wednesday, September 10th, 2025. Hello. Hello. Hey, Jeff Fox. Hello. How are you? The neighbors have a rooster. Oh, the neighbors have a rooster, and that's why you have to wake up at 6 a.m. Heck, I mean, I love myself, you know, some chickens and roosters and animals, but I guess being woken up by one at that early, I guess I would be annoyed by that a little bit. So yeah, I totally get that you are a little bit tired. I totally get it. But how's everyone doing today, chat? How are you guys all doing today? I hope you're doing good. I've missed you all. I haven't been live in well, I guess in like two or 3 weeks. Well, no, not 2 or 3. No, I think it's been like 1.5 to 2. Last week I wasn't live because I was preparing to go to EF, and I wanted to go live on Wednesday before going, but then I was kind of stressed out because I had to pack and I had to like prepare some things and I had to make sure that things were ready and all those kind of things. So I was like, I don't know. I was like too sort of like anxious to go live. So I just made sure that I packed my bags and had everything with me and just relaxed a little bit. Because we did have to wake up the next day kind of early to get ready to go to Germany, so there's that. But yeah, we're back now. I had an amazing weekend in Hamburg at my first furry con, so we're going to be talking about that in a little bit. I got some cool pictures to share with you all, some fun stories. But first of all, I want to know how you guys are all doing. I hope you're all doing good. You only skipped 2 streams, I believe, so 1 week. Yeah, so yeah, maybe it just feels longer than it actually has been. Yeah, maybe it has been just 1 week. Yeah, I guess it just feels a lot longer than it has been. But yeah, EF has been great. Like I said, my first furry con that I went to, and then I added a couple of days in Hamburg with Peter, which was also a lot of fun. Hamburg is kind of an okay city. It's not like, you know, it's not the best city in the world, but you know, it was fine, I guess. I didn't necessarily it was an okay it was a good city. I talked to Rex before, and Rex was like, yeah, Hamburg is ass, and I'm like, well, why is Hamburg ass? I don't know, maybe my standards are different, I don't know, but I didn't really hate it too much. F Hamburg. See, there you go. Hey Rex, we're coming in. How are you? Yeah, what's wrong with Hamburg? Why do you hate it so much? Like, I don't know. I didn't necessarily hate it really that much. I guess, you know, I mean, it was crowded, but you know, what big city isn't crowded, right? Like, if you go to Berlin, it's probably even more crowded. So yeah. The people, that's all. Okay, well, we did have, I mean, most people I think were okay. We did have one run-in with a homeless guy that was really kind of annoying. So me and Peter, we were on the subway going, I don't know where we were going, probably going back to the hotel or going to EF or like, you know, wherever. And there was this homeless guy on the subway, and he kept being like, hey, can I ask you a question? Can I get money? But he, like, in German. And like, I speak German, like it's fine. I understand what you're saying. But whenever it comes to like, you know, drunk and obnoxious homeless people on the subway, I always try to, like, you know, not make eye contact and not like engage or interact with them, because I don't know, I always feel that that's the best way to just get them to leave. But this guy this guy, he was like, you know, next to us, and you know, there were like multiple people standing there, and he was like, hello, can I get your attention? Can I ask you something? You know, hello, I want to ask you something. And I was just like ignoring him. And then he was like, hello, I'm speaking to you. So I just said like, no. And then he started to get on a rant, with like, well, if I'm talking to you, you should reply to me and you should say something. And you know, it's not nice of you to ignore me. And he was saying all that in German. And then this other guy was standing there and he was like, dude, just shut up and keep walking. And then the homeless guy was getting mad at him, being like, I'm not talking to you. And then Peter said, you know, Peter tried to distract him. So he said in Dutch, I don't understand what you're saying. And then he started getting mad at Peter as well. Like, oh, you shut up. So... And then luckily we were at our stop, so I was like, okay, bye, we're gonna leave now, bye. But that wasn't, you know, like I said, I don't like it when people get obnoxious on the subway, especially when they're like drunk and you know, begging for money. But don't lecture me on manners and stuff like that. So yeah, I didn't necessarily like that. I mean, there were some other people that were like homeless and begging for money in the subway as well, but they were just walking past being like, hi, can I get some money? No, okay, thank you, have a good day. You know, they were just being polite about it. So, you know, there's that. Hey, Nailu, hello, how are you? Hello. Weird street people. Yeah, exactly. But other than that, I don't know. Like, other than that, I feel the most people in Hamburg were kind of okay. Average Hamburg experience. I don't know. Like I don't know. I didn't necessarily hate the city. I thought it was kind of okay. Doing good. Hope you too, cutie. Yeah, I'm doing okay. A little bit under the weather, like I said before, but I'm doing better now. I was already, you know, like on the Thursday when we were driving up to Hamburg, I woke up and I was feeling like so bad. I was like, no, I never get sick. And then on the day that we are supposed to go to our first FurryCon, I get like sick and I feel like ass. So I was highly like, you know, doubting like, yeah, do I want to go? Because if I feel like this and it's going to get worse tomorrow, then it's not going to be a good time. So I almost didn't go. But I'm very happy that I ended up going because I would have hated it if I missed it. I would have hated myself if I missed it. So I just popped like a ton of pills. And you know, like on the day of travel and on the day of the con, I just popped like, you know, a million pills. And that seemed to help, you know, that kind of helped. So I'm happy with that. I had one in the train this afternoon. I told the person to shut up. Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm never rude at like, you know, those people, but I just try to sort of ignore them and not make eye contact and then hope they just keep walking. But this guy, he wanted to know nothing of that. You have the same thing. I always get pre-travel sickness. Yeah, I mean, usually before like an event or something, I usually don't really get sick or anything, but I don't know, it was just like, I was already feeling something Wednesday evening when I went to bed. I was like, I don't know, I'm feeling something. And then I woke up on Thursday and I felt like really bad. So yeah. Hey Cypher, hello, how are you? Hello, welcome on in. But yeah, so let's talk about EF. Let's talk about our first FurryCon, how it was. So we went there with two good friends of mine and Peter, and the idea was that we were gonna drive up with them. We were gonna drive up with them to Hamburg, and then we're gonna go to the con on Friday. So we're gonna drive up on Thursday, go to the con on Friday, and then they were gonna drive back home on Saturday, and me and Peter were gonna stay there for another 1.5 days. And then me and Peter would go back by train on Sunday evening. Right, I'll do a look and put some water up my butt. Have a fun stream, Jordy. Oh, okay. Rex is gonna do things. Enjoy the activities, I'd say. Enjoy the activities. I'm good. Just been working, streaming, sleeping, repeat. Oh yeah. I get that. Well, hopefully your time in Scotland is treating you well. I hope. I just want to feel something again. Gonna get the power wash. Oh, okay. Yeah. I see. Yeah, power wash simulator for your bum. When I traveled every day to Haarlem, almost every day a homeless guy came by with his guitar, playing and singing, knocking on heaven's door. Didn't sound nice. I also didn't believe he only know the Croix, but somehow I liked it. I mean, you know, that's kind of funny though. That's if they're not being obnoxious and they're not like, you know, harassing people, I guess that's kind of that is kind of okay, I think. But yeah, so the drive up to Hamburg on Thursday was it was kind of nice. It was a long drive though. But we had some stops along the way to stretch our legs, you know, buy something to drink. We went to an IKEA to get a ice cream because we kind of wanted ice cream and there was an IKEA along the way, so we were like, okay, let's just get some ice cream. And we stopped at a supermarket and then we just, you know, kept driving. I think in the end me and Peter left with the train at like no, we met up at the train station with our friends at 11, and I think we arrived in Hamburg around like 5:30-ish, something like that. So it's been, you know, like we had like a 5.5 hour drive, something like that. So not too bad. The only downside is that the car that we were going in did not have AC, or the AC wasn't working. And it was a pretty hot day, so we were definitely like, you know, melting and sweating in the back of the car. And, you know, like me feeling under the weather, you know, that probably also didn't help. But in the end, you know, like in the end it was okay. So we drove up to like their hotel. Then me and Peter, we had to take the subway to our hotel, which was a little further away. We checked in, we kind of freshened up, and then we decided to meet up for some dinner. So we had some dinner together, some burgers, because, you know, we were going to Hamburg, so obviously we had to eat hamburgers because, you know, it's Hamburg, you have to eat hamburgers. So we did that. They were really good hamburgers. The only thing that's kind of weird, okay, it was like an okay, like, you know, place, but I went to order because Peter doesn't speak German as well, so he's like, you know, you just do the thing of ordering. So I went to order and I wanted to pay. I was like, yeah, so that's it, and you know, then I'll pay. And they're like, no, you pay afterwards. And I was like, okay, but I'm gonna get the food and I'm gonna eat it, so why would I pay afterwards? But okay, sure, whatever, you know, I'll pay afterwards if that's what you want. So we got the food, I ate it, it was delicious, it was really good. Then I went back and I was like, I wanted to pay, and he was like, what were the things that you had? I was like, wait, you didn't like write down my order? I have to basically order again and now I pay? Like, he literally had no idea what I had. Like, I could have said anything, I guess. So I thought, like, okay, that's a very inefficient way of doing business, I think. But okay, sure, whatever. So like, you know, we paid and then we walked back to our hotel because, you know, the next day we were gonna go to the con, obviously kind of early. So me and Peter, we chilled in our hotel for a little bit. I think I actually watched some Twitch because it was still kind of early and it was a Thursday, so I just chilled and relaxed a little bit. Our room did not have AC, so that was kind of a bummer too. So we did have a fan and so a window that we could open, so that was kind of okay. But we did not have AC, unfortunately. Apparently that's not really a thing in German hotels, because like a couple of weeks ago I was also in Germany in a hotel and that also didn't have AC, so it might be like a German hotel thing that they don't really have AC. Hey, Bo Shamo, hello. Gonna ask them for a ticket. Yeah, I mean, well, the only way that you could pay there was either with cash, because, you know, German people, they don't like to pay with card, or with PayPal. And I was like, wait, how's that gonna work? Like, how do I pay with PayPal? That I thought that was also kind of weird. But me and Peter, we prepared for this because we were like, okay, we're gonna go to Germany, so we need to bring cash. So you know, cash it is. PayPal friends and family. Yeah, probably something like, I don't know. It felt kind of shady, so I was like, let's just pay with cash and, you know, we're good. So yeah, so Thursday was quite uneventful. You know, it was a long drive up there. And you know, we just chilled in our hotel after dinner. Then on Friday was the day of the con. So Friday was the day that we were gonna go to the convention. So we decided to go there relatively early because we had no idea if there was going to be like a big line or if, you know, if it was going to take a while before we could get through like registration and stuff. But when we got there was like literally no line. There was like no line to speak of, so we just got in. The only thing is that the person behind the registration counter was like really slow. And she was like doing 5 things at once, which I guess did not really help.
Awesome, thank you for the sub.
The Woo PUP Swords.
PUP Swords!
Thank you for the 12-month resub. A year already. Much love, Jordy Light, Blue Heart, White Heart, Grey Heart.
Aw, Swords, hello. Rock coming in, thanks so much for the 12-month resub. A whole year, heck. Where does the time go? Where does the time go? But thank you so much, Swords, for the resub. I really appreciate it. How are you doing? Welcome in. Doing well on my end, just recovering from a little con crud. Wait, you also went to EF, Beauchemo? Wait, you also went there? Actually, several people that I kind of know went there. Even someone that I've been chatting with for a little while that I haven't really, that lives in my city, but we haven't really had a chance to actually meet up IRL yet. But he, I saw... A couple days later, I saw that he was also on at EF, and I was like, oh man, I didn't know you were there. Otherwise, I would have loved to say hi. And then I showed him a picture of, like, you know, me and like a fursuiter. I showed him a picture, and he was like, oh, I've seen you. And I was like, wait, you've seen me? And apparently he saw me, but he didn't know that it was me. So I was like, oh man, I didn't know that. You know, otherwise I would have loved to say hi. But yeah, I didn't know that he was there. I'm doing okay, feeling under the weather today. Yeah, same. I feel that a lot of people are like under the weather. Either, you know, people that went to EF or just like, you know, the crazy weather that we got going on right now. With summer clearly, you know, wrapping up and fall beginning. So yeah, but you know, we went to EF. We got our registration in, we got our con badge and all those kind of things. Then we you know, it was still kind of early, so there weren't any like panels or events or anything like that planned. The only thing that was planned was the fursuit walk. So we were like, oh, you know what? We're just gonna go wait outside. And we're just gonna watch the fursuit walk get past us because, you know, we thought we had like, you know, amazing spots so we would see all the fursuiters. So yeah, we did just that. You know, we just waited outside a little bit before the fursuit walk would begin. I actually met up with someone I know. Well, at least, you know, they found me. I was just waiting and chatting, and then, you know, all of a sudden they were like behind me. They were like, oh hey, you know, and we hugged and said hi real quick before he had to take off to take some pictures of the fursuiters. But yeah, we just waited for the fursuit walk to begin. The close con calls. I was there, but was mostly volunteering. But we'll be there again next year. Probably also a reference for the Saturday. Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, I'd love to go to EF again next year. Not sure if money allows me to, but if it does, I would love to go there again next year because it was like so much fun. But yeah, I have a couple of pictures that I wanna share with you guys. So I'm just gonna drop them here, and like, you know, show them. So this was our travel situation. I had a oh wait, I need to take that off, and I need to take this off. Oh wait, hang on, I need to do that in other scenes too, I guess. Because I totally forgot to do that. Oh wait, no, it's not there. It's not here. It is here. And it's not here. All right, cool. But yeah, so this was my travel situation. I couldn't fit my Papoot in my bag. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to hang it on the side of the bag because, you know, I don't really care. So yeah, so that totally worked. Then when we arrived, I had my con badge and my cap. I had it ready to go. This is the con badge that I was wearing. Peter actually 3D printed it, which I was really happy with. It took a lot of tries, but we ended up being able to have like a vinyl sticker that we stuck inside a 3D printed layer, and then we 3D printed like, you know, another layer on top of that to seal it in. Like I said, it took a couple of tries, but in the end it looked really good. So I was happy with that. And then when we arrived at the con, there were already a lot of furries waiting. So this was like, you know, just after registration, all these furries were like waiting for the fursuit walk. This furry right here, this one with the pluses on his ears, he was so cute. He had such cute eyes. I mean, I saw so many cute fursuiters. But this one, I saw, they caught my eye pretty early on. They had such cute eyes. I didn't take a picture of their front though. But like they looked so cute. But yeah, you can see like all the furries that were waiting for the fursuit walk to begin. Which was really cool to see. I don't think I've ever seen this many furries in like one place. Which was really cool to see. Let's see. And then they started walking. I didn't really take a lot of pictures of that. I do have this one though. So let me drag that in here. So this is when they just started walking. You can see, so we were standing like, you know, they were literally like walking past us. We were standing like really close to, or like literally in the parade route. So that was really cool. So, yeah, you can see some of the furries here that also, that were like walking in the parade. And this is something that I really loved seeing, like, you know, the creativity in the community and like the creativity in, you know, like in fursuits as well. Like, you know, so many different types and colors and patterns and all that. I thought it was really cool to see. So yeah, I didn't really take a lot of other pictures of the fursuit parade though. I did take, so this was a picture from inside the convention hall. The EF logo that was hanging there. So I was like, oh yeah, I need to take a picture of that, of course, because, you know, it was pretty cool to see that. It was a really nice convention hall as well. Wait, do I have a picture of the hall itself? It was pretty big. Obviously I've never been there before, but it was a pretty big, like open space, which looked really cool. I don't think I have a proper photo of the entire hall, like the entire, like, you know, main area though. I do have another picture where you can sort of see the scale of things a little bit better. But I don't have like okay, wait, well, this photo, I think you can sort of see it. Again, also, it doesn't really do it justice. But here you can sort of see, like, you know, the entrance, and you can see, like, you know, it was a very big, nice, open sort of like main lobby, which I thought looked really cool and spacious. So yeah. Hope it wasn't hot weather. I expect a lot of sweat already. It was, I mean, it was a pretty warm day. I have to say that. It was a pretty warm day on Friday, but I think, like, you know, later in the day, it was still early on the day, so like later in the day was probably a little bit, well, I'm not sure if, you know, I should say worse, but I'm sure there were, like, you know, it was warmer later in the day. So yeah, but I was also kind of already sweating because, yeah, it was definitely kind of warm. And again, I was feeling sort of under the weather, so I guess that also didn't really help. But yeah, so that's the main lobby. Also, the ad break is finishing. Welcome back, everyone. That was in ad jail. Then I took some pictures with some fursuiters that I saw. One of them I really hope to take a picture with them. They are well, I think a fairly well-known furry in the community, Finn the Panther. They are also I think they're like mostly known on YouTube. But I think also, like, you know, on TikTok and other platforms, they're also active. But I was so happy to bump into him and be able to take a picture with him. There were two furries that I wanted to take a picture with, One of them I did see a couple of times, but I saw them like coming back from the fursuit walk, and I didn't want to instantly run up to them and be like, hi, can I take a picture? So I was like, oh yeah, I'll probably see them later, and then I never ended up seeing them anymore, so I was kind of bummed with that. But luckily I did see Finn, so I thought that was kind of cool. Oh, and also almost all of the pictures with furries that I took, I did not pay attention to my con badge, so it is turned around, which when I saw that later in the picture, I was like, oh man, why did I not pay attention to my con badge being the right side showing forward? But I only noticed it like after the fact. But yeah, so this was Finn. Again, fairly well-known YouTuber. Yeah, I was like, oh man, can I get up to them and ask them for a picture? But I just sort of was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it because, well, you know, YOLO, what's gonna happen, right? I'm not familiar with a lot of furries, to be honest. That's okay. That's okay. Let's see. Then there were some other furries that I took a picture with. I didn't take a picture with that many people, to be honest. But I did take a picture with a couple. So there was this really cool protogen that I saw inside. I have to say, I always loved protogens, but like seeing several, like, you know, in real life on EF kind of made me really want to get a protogen version of Brooklyn. Because I really love the idea and the aesthetic of protogens. So I think I definitely am gonna make a toaster version of Brooklyn in the future. Because like I said, I've always loved protogens, and I've always wanted to get a protogen version of Brooklyn, and seeing so many in real life, I was like, yeah, let's do that. You can't really see, but like, you know, they have like these cool faces and like these animations, and I really saw some cool protogen suits as well. But this one I loved their style, like, you know, the tech wear and the way they looked. I was like, oh yeah, let's take a picture. And again, con badge turned wrong side, you know, showing forward. I didn't catch their name. I see that their name is like Protogen Kyo, but I couldn't find like their handles or like, you know, their social media handles. So I did post some of these photos already on Blue Sky. And in the Discord, but I didn't know their handle, so I couldn't find that. Let's see. Then another fursuiter, or like another furry that I took a picture with. Oh wait, I thought I took another picture with someone, but I don't have that photo. But this person, I actually discovered them a couple of days before EF on Blue Sky. And I also really love their look. Technically not a fursuit, but still a really cool look. So I messaged them and I was like, oh, are you going to EF too? Well, me too. Hope to see you there. And then I actually randomly, you know, bumped in. I saw them, you know, standing there. And I was like, oh, wait, I recognize them because I just followed them on Blue Sky. So I walked up to them and I was like, hey, can I take a picture? And then I told them like who I was. And he was like, oh, yeah, I followed you back. I know who you are. So that was kind of funny. So we ended up talking for a little bit. Super nice guy. And yeah, it was fun to run into them. Also, a really cute fursuit in the back here with the cute little tongue sticking out. So yeah, and here I was wearing my papoot because we were sort of chilling here for a little bit, talking to some other people. And I saw, so at EF, there's always this sort of meme going on where people take like these time-lapse videos where they stand still for like 30 minutes in their fursuit. And then they, like, you know, compress that into a time lapse of like, you know, 1.5, 2 minutes, something like that. And we were chatting and I saw, like, you know, I saw a group of people make a video like that. I was like, oh wait, I see them do the thing, you know, I see them, like, you know, make the time lapse video. So I was sort of like, oh man, I want to be involved in that. I want to be in the video. So I quickly put on my papoot and I just stood next to them. It was towards the end of the video, so like I only stood there for like maybe 5 minutes. But I thought it was really fun. And then afterwards, I tried finding the video. I couldn't find it at first, but I did end up finding the video. I might be able to show that a little bit later as well. But yeah, so I got a picture with this guy. And then I think I have one more picture with a fursuiter that I also saw. And I was like, oh man, I love their style. So I was like, I really want to take a picture with them. And then I lost them because they walked past me and I was like, oh man, I love their outfit and I want to take a picture with them. And then I lost them. And then later I saw them again and I was actually really happy that I was able to get a picture with them. But I loved this guy's style. I think it was wearing a wetsuit underneath, but I absolutely love, like, you know, the partial fursuit with the tech wear kind of style. I know that a lot of people do that, but like, I love tech wear in general. I think it looks really cool with, like, you know, the baggy pants with like all the pockets and the labels and the fringes and the things on attached to it, and then the tech wear jacket. I think they also look really cool. So yeah, I thought his style was like super cool. So I was like, I want to get a picture with him. Also, his sneakers were really good. So yeah, I walked up to them and I was like, oh yeah, I definitely would love to get a picture with you. And he was like, oh yeah, sure. And then, you know, he gave me a hug, which was really sweet. So yeah. The second one is a very fantasy-esque look. Think Final Fantasy. Yeah. I don't know. I really like it. Like, I always wanted to get like a tech wear outfit for myself, but they're kind of expensive, and it's not really something you can wear to, like, you know, work or, you know, to just go shopping in the city. But if I ever, you know, get a partial fursuit, I would love to, like, you know, get a outfit like this, so, like, you know, tech wear combined with a fursuit hat, because I think it's really a cool look. So yeah, so those were all the fursuit pictures that I took. I did take some other photos that I can share. This photo I took in the main lobby, where you can also see, like, you know, the size of the lobby, which I think, you know, it's pretty big. Which was really cool. Then there was also one other thing that we did. So basically during the con, we just walked around. We went to the dealers. Then I got a new T-shirt and a pin and a button. I didn't buy too much. I wanted to buy something. I wanted to buy a T-shirt from a specific brand. But I wasn't sure if they were going to be there. And we walked around the dealers then like twice, and I didn't see a stand from them. So I ended up buying a different T-shirt. And then later, like yesterday on social media, I saw that they actually were there. And I was kind of sad that I didn't see their stand and I didn't actually get to buy a T-shirt from them, because I really love their T-shirts. But I got another cute T-shirt, so who knows, maybe next time. But exactly, yeah. You can actually see, I'm not sure if I can zoom in enough. You can actually see the button that I got. It's like a little Wesky button. And I think it says something like the Howl Club, something like that, or like the Bark Club, something like that. I thought it was really cute. Peter actually got it for me, which was really sweet. So yeah, so like I said, we went to the dealers. Then we just walked around a little bit, you know, looked at fursuiters. We didn't really go to any panels. We just looked at, like, you know, an art exhibition, and yeah, just mainly like walked around and looked at all the cute furries and stuff like that. Then towards the end of the afternoon, I knew there was going to be a performance by another furry, like I said before, that I wanted to actually take a picture with, but I didn't get the chance to do that. But they were also going to perform. So I was like, oh man, I would love to see their performance. But we didn't, like, at the time that they were scheduled to perform, we were like either in the dealers den or we were like doing something else. I don't know, but, like, you know, we didn't really have time to go to their performance. But later in the afternoon, Whispers, which is I believe a also relatively known furry artist, they were gonna do like a little concert, like a mini concert as well. So we're like, oh, you know what, we can go to that. So we go into the hall where the concert was supposed to be happening. And on walks another furry on stage, and I was like, wait, that's not Whispers, that's the other furry that I actually wanted to see earlier. I don't know exactly what happened, but I've heard that there were like a lot of delays. So the furry that I wanted to see was delayed so much that, you know, we were kind of lucky that we were able to see his show later. So I was actually really happy with that. So I'm talking about Milo, who might also be, like, if you follow them on social media, I think they're called Little Alpha Pup. They are a singer, a furry singer, with a super cute fursuit, even though they have a song where they sing I'm not cute, but they are still heckin' cute. And basically they had like a bit of a like a musical, sort of like a musical theater kind of show. And it was a very emotional one. So he had like, you know, stories about how he, like, you know, how he wanted to follow his dreams, and then he had like, you know, some bad relationships, and people abandoned him, and he felt really alone, and then, you know, someone was there for him, and then, you know, he discovered that, you know, there's a place in the world for everyone, and you're never alone, and there's always like, you know, people out there that care for you and that want to be there for you. So like, you know, don't ever give up, even if you're feeling at your loneliest. And I don't know, I thought it was like such a nice message, and like such a powerful emotional performance. Like I was tearing up, like I was crying throughout the entire thing, because it was like just so beautiful and so emotional. Which I did not expect. Like he started singing, and like I listened to like the words that he said, and like I just felt the tears coming down. I was like, oh wow, this is some powerful stuff. So yeah, so I was actually very happy to have seen that show, because I really wanted to see him perform live, so he can also see like a little bit of that performance. I didn't take any videos because I didn't want to be like one of those people that, you know, like constantly takes videos during a concert. So I didn't take like any videos of the performance, but well, yeah, it was really good. He has a really powerful voice. So yeah. Poor thing for the delays, but also lucky. Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, it was kind of, I was actually really happy that he was delayed, because I was kind of sad that I missed him in the first place. So yeah, so after his performance, it was just me and Peter, because our other friends had already gone back to their hotel. Me and Peter, we also went back to our hotel. And you know, we kind of went to well, we first went to McDonald's because we didn't really feel like grabbing, like, you know, a big dinner. So we went to McDonald's and we ate that in our hotel room. I also wasn't like super hungry, because later that evening I was gonna go back to the convention center, because there was gonna be a meeting that like a specific meeting that I wanted to go to. So I was like, you know, Peter wasn't interested in joining me, so I was like, I'm just gonna go there by myself. I was kind of nervous for that though, because I didn't really know a lot of people that were also gonna be there. I knew one person that was also gonna be there, and that's it. I was kind of nervous, but I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go there anyway. Hopefully I'll meet some people, and hopefully I'll make some connections, because yeah, otherwise, you know, in a community I can never I can never meet new people if I don't like go out there. I like the idea of giving a concert and taking off your mask afterwards and nobody recognizes you. Yeah, I mean, well, that's definitely a thing with furries, and like, you know, puppies as well, I guess, is that you know, they always wear, like, you know, most of them you see like with the mask, and like on social media you see them with, like, you know, VTubers and stuff like that. So like I have no idea what a lot of furries look like without their like fursuits, which I think is a very it's a very sort of like interesting notion of our community. But yeah, so I went back at night or in the evening for the meeting that I was gonna go to. And I took these pictures of the hotel and the con space, because I thought they looked really cool at night as well. Especially the con space with like all the lights coming from the inside, like the purple lights. I thought it looked really really cool. It was funny though, like when I went back in the evening, even though like it wasn't like completely different, but it did feel like, oh, it's like, you know, evening now, so like all the spicy furries are coming out. Like it wasn't as if everyone was like, you know, drunk, or like, you know, people were like doing lewd things or anything like that, but there was like a different vibe in the evening than there was like during the day, which I don't know, I found very noticeable. I mean, nobody but close friends know me at this point in time, out or in fursuits. Yeah, like, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I think it's sort of like an interesting notion that, yeah, like, you know, the furry friends that I have, excuse me, the furry friends that I have, like, I know what they look like, you know, without fursuit as well, but there's also, like, a lot of furry, like, you know, IRL furry friends, I mean, but, like, you know, a lot of the online furry friends, I only know what their fursona looks like or what their suit looks like. I have no idea what they, you know, actually look like. Which, yeah, again, I think is really interesting. But yes, I went to the meeting that I wanted to attend. I wasn't sure what to expect, but I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna go and then we'll see. I did have sort of like the idea that I wanted to try and get out of my comfort zone and just step up to people and try to strike up a conversation. We had to wait a little bit in line before we were able to go into the room where the meeting was going to take place. And there was someone in line in front of me that had like a really cute outfit and like really cool shoes. So I was like, oh man, am I just gonna like, you know, say something about that and try to strike up a conversation with him? And I was kind of nervous to do that, but I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna, like I said, I wanted to step out of my comfort zone and I just wanted to try and make new connections. So I tapped him on the shoulder to get his attention, but he didn't notice, or he thought like maybe someone was just bumping into him. So I was like, okay, well, I'm tapping on your shoulder and you're not turning around. So I was just like, okay, what do I do now? So I said, excuse me, and then he turned around and I was like, hi, yeah, I'm sorry. I just wanted to say I love your outfit and I absolutely love your shoes. And he was like, oh, thank you. And I was like, I don't want to leave it at that. So I just tried to strike up a conversation with him being like, hi, are you alone here? Is it your first time? You know, what are you doing here? All those kind of things. So yeah, we had a short conversation. But then the line started moving and we were able to go in the room, and then I kind of lost him. Well, the thing is, I lost him to someone that I actually also knew. So that was kind of awkward at first because, well, you know, the other person that I knew, he was like, oh, hi, and he gave me a hug and he said hello, and then he started talking to this other guy. And I was sort of standing there like, oh, okay, you know, you guys are now talking and I'm sort of, you know, being shunned, which I'm sure was not their intention, but it was just sort of something that kind of happened. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna walk around and I'm just gonna like, you know, feel the vibe. And then I got in conversation with another fursuiter that was there. We had like a short conversation, and then after that I was kind of like alone again, and I was trying to see like, okay, who can I get up to? And then my eye caught like, you know, a guy that was also sort of standing kind of like by himself. So I was like looking at him and he was looking at me, and I was like debating in my head like, okay, maybe I'm gonna walk up to him and, you know, strike up a conversation with him. But then as soon as I wanted to do that, he already, you know, I saw him come towards me. So I was like, oh, he's probably gonna come to me. Which he was. And then we had a really nice conversation. We talked for like, you know, maybe half an hour, which was really nice. The downside is though, like I thought he was a really nice guy, but I asked him like, do you have any socials or anything like that? And he was like, yeah, I don't really do socials. So I was kind of bummed out because I was like, oh yeah, I would love to connect with you and maybe like, you know, talk to you again some other time, but he didn't really have like a good ways of, you know, a good means of like communicating, I guess. So I was kind of bummed out by that because my hope was that I was going to meet someone and then maybe, you know, like a potential new friend or, you know, someone that I could maybe talk to more often, but that didn't really happen, unfortunately. But yeah, so, you know, I talked to him for a little bit. Then he also saw someone that I knew. So he was like, oh yeah, I'm going to talk to them now. And he left. And then I was by myself again. And then I saw the person that I already knew, that I also saw like earlier in the day. I saw him also sitting there. So I was like, you know, I'm just going to go up to him and I'm just going to like, you know, say hi and strike up a conversation. Because I mean, I know him, but it's not that I'm like, you know, super familiar already with him, and like I really know him very well. So yeah, so I went up to him and I just said hi, and we also had like a really nice conversation, and that to me was actually kind of like a good moment because like I said, I've known him for like a little bit now. I also saw him at a event that I went to in Antwerp in May. But we didn't really get to talk that much then, and sometimes we talk on like social media, but also like not really that much. So I always had the idea that he didn't really like me. And now I kind of saw that, you know, that was all in my head, because we had like a lovely conversation, and he also genuinely seemed happy to see me, and he genuinely seemed to enjoy, like, you know, talking to me. So like it was all in my head that he probably didn't like me. So I was actually happy that, you know, I talked to him and I discovered that, yeah, he probably, you know, does like me, but he's just easily distracted because he knows so many people. Oh my god, my boyfriend had that moment too. Cute crow suitor, but just not that online. Probably for the best. Yeah, like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I just really, like, maybe it's a bad notion to go into it like that, but I just really wanted to, you know, maybe strike up a conversation with someone, and then, like, you know, hopefully making that like a new connection that I could, like, you know, sometimes talk to. Like, I didn't expect that, you know, anyone there would be like, you know, an instant close friend that I would, like, you know, talk to every single day. But I was just hoping that I would, you know, just meet someone that I could just occasionally talk to. But yeah, then the one person that I sort of had a connection with turns out to not really be on social media much. So yeah, that kind of made things a little bit more difficult. So yeah, so then afterwards, you know, after the meeting, I went back home again. There was a party that I kind of wanted to go to, but, you know, it was also kind of late, and Peter was also tired, so I was just like, you know, and I was also kind of tired. So I was like, you know, let's just go back to the hotel and let's just call it a day. I was kind of bummed initially that we didn't end up going to like a party. But then the next day on Saturday, me and Peter did some sightseeing through the city. I did see some furries in the city as well, which was really funny. We were just walking around, and then there were like some random furries that were like, you know, in the city posing for photos. So I was like, oh yay, there are some furries, you know, like in the city still. So that was really nice. But then me and Peter, we had dinner. We had a lovely schnitzel, which was really good. And after that, you know, we went, you know, we were tired. We walked for like the entire day. It was a warm day. So after that, we went back to the hotel, and I was like, you know what? I kind of would love to go to the con again and see, because I saw on Twitch there was a party going on outside. So I was like, I would love to go to the con again and, like, you know, maybe just party for a little bit, you know, like just hang out with the furries again, because I don't know, I just kind of really enjoyed hanging out with the furries. Also, I took this photo that I thought looked really cool, with the rainbow in the fountain. So I wanted to share that. So yeah, so then we went back to the con, and like I said, there was like a party going on outside, which I thought was really cool. Like, you know, just lots of furries, just like, you know, partying and vibing and chilling to the music. And that was actually, like, you know, really, really fun and really, really nice to see. It was like outside of the con space, so even though we didn't have a ticket for the Saturday, we were still able to enjoy this party. I think the normal people in the city are thinking, what the F is this? Yeah, I mean, I was actually surprised there weren't that many furries, like, out and about in the city or in the subway or anything like that. I was a little bit surprised by that. But yeah, I also have a video of the party where you can sort of see, at least I hope that's gonna work, where I can sort of see, like, you know, all the furries just, like, you know, chilling and partying and having a good time. Oh yeah, the music is muted. But yeah, it was really fun, like, you know, seeing so many furries, like, you know, going crazy and just, you know, like, having a good time. One thing that I did not like, though, and I don't know if this is maybe like a hot take. Maybe this is a hot take, I don't know. But there were some people, because this was, like, you know, outside of the con area, like outside of the con building. So it was like, you know, like public space. People could just, you know, come up there. And there were definitely some people there that, I don't know, like, I felt that they clearly were no furries. And I feel that they were just there to sort of, like, you know, look at people, make videos of the furries dancing, and sort of, like, I don't know, the way that they acted and the way that they walked around and stuff, it feels like they were just sort of, like, you know, straight people trying to make fun of furries by like making videos and sending it to their friends, being like, look at these cringe, you know, furries, and look at how crazy they were. I don't know, like there were also some people that, you know, were clearly normies as well, but they were just like, you know, genuinely interested, and they were like, you know, trying to have a good time as well. But then there were also some normies that were, yeah, like I said, clearly out there to, like, you know, ogle at like, you know, the furries and like, you know, trying to make fun of them. And I don't know, I just sort of like kind of got sort of like mad on the inside because of that. I was like, you know, I'm a furry and this is like our space. This is like our party. So don't come here just to take videos so you can send them to your friends to like, you know, show them how ridiculous everyone is. I don't know, like I just kind of got like, you know, some kind of bad vibes from those people. And I don't know, maybe that's a hot take because, you know, it's a public space. Anyone can be there if they want to be there. I just kind of got sort of like mad from the inside because I was like, don't make fun of us, you know, like don't come to our space. Don't come to like our like, you know, safe space and invade that and then, you know, come here to make fun of you or to make fun of us. I don't know. I didn't really like that. I mean, this is outside of con space, so the normies do tend to pull up the cameras and point and giggle. Yeah. I mean, I guess, you know, that is to be expected. The thing is that, like, you know, the con space was, you know, there was nothing there. There was like, you know, the central, like a station nearby. But like, other than that, there was like nothing there. So it was like the con building and the hotel and nothing else. So it feels like people were like, you know, coming there just for this. If they bother you, can always alert staff or security. Yeah, I mean, I guess they weren't really like, you know, physically bothering people. But it was just like, you know, the way that they acted and the way that they were like, you know, talking and filming and laughing, you know, I don't know. I just felt like they're not here to have a good time. They're not here to like, you know, have a good time with the furries. They're just here to take videos, to post on social media, to show like how ridiculous this is. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just like, you know, filling in blanks. But that's kind of the vibe that they gave me. Which I don't know. I just didn't really like. But, you know, in theory, they weren't doing anything wrong. It's just, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I was being too protective. I don't know. But I just sort of, yeah, I don't know. I just saw that as like, you know, a sort of like a safe space for furries and a safe space for like people that are quote unquote different. And then I was like, don't come in here like, you know, as a normie, as a straight guy with your girlfriend making fun of these people, because that's already being done on the internet more than enough. So like, don't come to our space and then do it IRL, you know. That's kind of the vibe that I got. So yeah. But yeah, other than that, I don't really have a ton of more photos that I wanted to share. Like I said, Hamburg is a nice city. It was, you know, we had some lovely weather on Saturday. The weather was really good. Oh yeah, chat. I had one thing. I had one photo that I wanted to share. It's a bit of an NSFW photo, just a little bit of an NSFW photo. I'll wait for the ad to be over for if people want to see that. But with our hotel. So we had to walk. There was like construction going on in front of our hotel. So we had to walk from the subway station like a little bit to get to the hotel. And on the first day that we arrived there, I saw a packaging lying on the side of the street that I was like, how does this packaging get here? I'm gonna show the photo in a second, but I thought it was like really funny and interesting, and I would love to hear the story of how this particular packaging, how that ended up on the side of the street, because it was like next to a street, so like it wasn't necessarily like, you know, next to a bench or like next to a trash can. It was like on a bridge or like just after a bridge on the side of a street. But I saw this packaging, and I'm not sure if you can tell. Let me zoom in a little bit. But you know, maybe you can see from the shape of the packaging, you can see what it contained. Yeah, good for people to enjoy themselves and to buy toys and whatnot. But do you open them on the middle of the street and then toss the packaging? Like, I would take it back home and open it and use it there. So I would love to know. I would love to know the story behind this. It's an Easter egg painting kit, including 2 eggs. Oh yeah, exactly. Or a microphone. Yeah, or packaging for headphones. Yes, yeah. Any of those will do. And again, I would love to know why would anyone open their Easter egg painting kit on the side of the street and then leave the packaging like that. So yeah. But yeah, other than that, like I said, I had an amazing time. Seeing all these furries really sort of. I mean, I've always felt myself. I've always felt very strongly connected to the furry fandom, but like seeing so many furries out and about in real life now, really sort of strengthens my connection to the fandom and really showed me that, like, yeah, I'm proud to be part of this community and I'm proud to be part of this fandom and sure, it might be a little bit weird, but it's also fun and it's giving people so much joy and yeah, I'm just very happy to call myself a furry. So yeah, it has also really made me want to get a fursuit, or at least a fursuit, like a partial fursuit for myself. Because I saw so many cool fursuiters that I was like, oh man, I want to be part of that. I want to be able to walk around in suit and get like an outfit going on and stuff like that. So yeah, so the fursuit fund is still going. If you wanna help me get closer to that goal of eventually owning a partial fursuit myself, feel free to donate. Every tiny little bit helps, even if it's just like $1. I always massively appreciate that. But yeah, hopefully someday I'm able to walk around a con like that in fursuit myself, because yeah, it really showed me that that's something that I would love to do. Yay, Fortnite has been updated finally. Nice. But yeah, so like I said, on Saturday we just walked around the city. On Sunday, most of the stores were closed, so me and Peter, we also just walked around the city a little bit. We did go to a store on Sunday that was open, and supposedly it was the biggest sex store in Europe. I saw that online and I was like, okay, well, that sounds promising. So we were like, okay, let's just go there and see what it's all about. I have to say, it was big, but for it being the biggest sex store in Europe, I kind of expected it to be bigger. And it was very straight and or women centered or women focused. Like lots of lingerie, lots of, like DVDs for like straight couples, lots of like toys that were like, clearly aimed at women or like straight couples. We did end up buying a toy for ourselves that we have been curious to experience that. So we're like, okay, let's just treat ourselves to that. And there were like, there was like a section with latex as well that smelled really good, and there was like some good looking suits, but too expensive. But yeah, I don't know. I for like it being the biggest sex store in Europe, I kind of expected to be it. I kind of expected a little bit more. I feel like the better gay sex stores are more in Berlin and Cologne. Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. Like, we did go to a gay kink store in Hamburg as well, which was kind of nice. They also had like lots of cool things. But yeah, other than that, I didn't really find like any specific like kink stores or gay sex stores or anything like that. So yeah, I'm sure, like, indeed what you say, in Berlin there's like way more compared to like maybe this city. My favorite underwear store in Hamburg closed in the last 2 years. Oh, really? Oh, that's a bummer. Which brand, if you don't mind me asking? Which brand was that? But yeah, so I am happy that, you know, me and Peter were able to buy something in the store that we have already used, and I have discovered some things because of it. So that was also fun. But yeah, other than that, on Sunday, you know, like we just walked around a little bit. We had like a nice lunch at a place that we came past, because, you know, stores on Sunday in Germany are rarely open. So like there were almost no stores open. So we couldn't really like do any shopping. So we just kind of spent time walking around before we had to get back to the train station to take the train back home. Bruno's, all right, okay, yeah, I've never heard of that. But yeah, I also didn't see a store of them, which I guess makes sense if they close down. So yeah, so all in all, amazing weekend. Like I said, it really reestablished my connection to the fandom and to being a furry. And yeah, hopefully it really made me want to get a partial fursuit for myself, even more. And also it really wanted to make me get a Protogen version of Brooklyn. So Peter already said that Peter already asked me, like, you know, that I should think about what I wanted in terms of like design. So I guess a Protogen version of Brooklyn is TBD. I think it will definitely happen. I'm just not sure when, but I think it definitely will happen. I've heard of Bruno's. That prices were too expensive for me, unless I think of a different Bruno's. I don't know. I've never heard of that brand, so I wouldn't know. I would not know. But yeah, I did see some fun things in that sex store, but also a little bit too expensive. So yeah, so the toy that we got now, we already saw it at the Gay King store as well. But their version was like $80, and then like in this store they had like way more variety, and also like, you know, a lot cheaper. So we were like, okay, well, we asked the guy like, hey, we're new to this, we're beginners, so what can you recommend us? And he was like, oh yeah, get this one, it's cheap, it's durable, and for your first one it's great. So we were like, all right, cool, let's get that. Just a fan of gay focused stores and like to give them support. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I had an amazing weekend. I would love to go to EF again next year. But, you know, we'll have to see in terms of money if it's doable, because, you know, like, you know, we have to get like, you know, a train ticket or and a hotel and con entrance and all those kind of things. So yeah, all in all, like, you know, it wasn't a super cheap trip. It was a fun trip though, but yeah, it wasn't like super cheap. So we'll have to see if I can make it again. If I can make it again next year. Otherwise, maybe the year after that. Because I would also love to go to Folsom next year, which I think is like a couple of weeks after EF. So yeah, so like having to get train tickets to Germany like 2 times in a row, so close to each other, and then also like a hotel so close to each other. I don't think that's gonna be possible. So yeah, maybe one of the two I can do next year. I love stores like that, but I also love not being broke. Right? Yeah, exactly. Same. I think I will not go there next year. Maybe I was there in a suit. You will never know. Well, if you were, I hope you will tell me, because I would love to see what your suit looks like. I currently have other things to focus on, so EF is on my to-do in the future. My main concert will be Reference, and if I get invited to Furry Week in Holland. Yeah, Furry Week in Holland would also be fun. I'm just kind of like, you know, worried that if I go there by myself and then I don't really know a lot of people, that, you know, I will just be sort of like hanging in the corner, be feeling like, you know, shy and lonely. So, yeah, that's kind of like my main thing. They are so close, and the IC to Berlin is going to be replaced with an ICE. Oh, really? So it's gonna get like more expensive? Yeah, I mean, Hamburg, our trip back from Hamburg was like 6 hours, I think, 5 or 6 hours with the train. It was kind of okay. It wasn't too bad. It just took like, you know, a very long time. But like after a couple of hours, I was sort of like done with traveling. But yeah, Hamburg is obviously like, you know, it's a long ways to go. FWH doesn't really have panels, so it's all about hanging out and having fun. You do have to be a bit social to get things started, yeah. Yeah, and like that's the thing that I discovered now as well. Like when I went to the meet that I went to, like I'm perfectly capable of having a conversation with someone. I'm perfectly capable of like, you know, asking them questions and like, you know, being social. Like maybe I'm not the most, you know, like social butterfly out there, but you know, once a conversation has been started with someone and they are like, you know, reciprocating, like they're answering questions and they're like, you know, asking questions themselves, like, you know, it's really a back and forth. Then I think I'm definitely capable of like, you know, being social. But like the biggest issue that I have is actually get up to someone and get the conversation going. That's like the biggest hurdle, or like, you know, the biggest issue that I have. Because I found like, you know, several times already now with like events like these that once the ball starts rolling and once the conversation starts going, I'm like perfectly capable of, you know, like keeping it going and like, you know, asking questions and you know, like actually having a nice conversation with someone. It's really just, you know, the initial like opening and getting up to someone and starting that conversation, especially when they are like in a group, when there's like, you know, multiple people standing together and they all know each other. Especially then I find it really hard to sort of you know, break in and ask questions and start a conversation. So yeah, but I am gonna go to an event again in a kink event again in Antwerp at the end of the month. So I do tend to I do want to try to again get out of my comfort zone and try to, you know, step up to people that I don't really know yet, and try to strike up a conversation. So hopefully, you know, I'll actually make some connections there with people that hopefully do have, you know, socials like maybe Telegram or like, you know, Instagram or whatever that I can, you know, message more often than just at this one event. That would be nice. That would be nice. Hey, Hurry. Hello. How are you? Welcome in. Hopefully you're doing good. Good to see you. But yeah, I have to say I am definitely kind of jealous at people that, you know, are clearly more like, you know, social butterflies and people that can just you know, step up to people like, you know, anyone and strike up a conversation and instantly become like friends, you know. I'm definitely jealous of people like that because yeah, sometimes I miss it to not have like more friends in my life and more people that I can talk to. But you know, it's like, you know, a work in progress, and I'm trying to put myself out there more often by going to like these events, and hopefully, you know, like meeting new people there. So yeah. Good to see you too. I've been pretty well. Nice. Happy to hear that. And also one thing that I'm trying to, because like after I got back from the little meet, or from the meet that I went to, after I came back from that, I kind of felt bad because I felt like I failed and I didn't, you know, talk to as many people as I wanted to, and I didn't talk to like I didn't make any like lasting connections. But then I was like, you know what? I also could have talked to like 0 people there. But I ended up talking to like, you know, a couple of people there. And you know, that's better than like, you know, none. So I'm kind of happy that I ended up, you know, talking to someone. So yeah, I'm trying to like, you know, get like the little wins instead of seeing it as like a failure. So yeah. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully again, like I said, when I go to Antwerp at the end of the month, I can do the same thing. I can just, because like last time that I went there, that was like my first time at an event like that. So like I didn't really know that many people. But then last time I also ended up like, you know, talking to a couple of people, and there were like, you know, some events or like, you know, some games that were happening, like, you know, a quiz. And you know, someone even invited me to their team, and you know, I had a great time hanging out with them and talking to them. So yeah, next time in September, hopefully I will see some familiar faces that I can talk to, and then maybe also some new faces that I can maybe, you know, connect with and talk to some more after the event as well. I feel that it's definitely hard to reach out to new people at cons with everything going on. Biggest challenge, anxiety. Yeah, exactly that. Like, I think the biggest challenge is definitely like anxiety. Excuse me. My throat decided that talking this much wasn't fun. But yeah, like the biggest challenge is definitely anxiety, because especially when people are like, you know, standing in a group and you know, they're clearly like, you know, hanging out with more people. I feel like two things. I feel like they don't know me. Even if I like follow them on Instagram, or like, you know, we've maybe talked a little bit in the past or something like that. I feel like they probably don't know who I am. And even like, you know, even then I'm like, they don't need me, you know, like they don't want me in their life. They don't care for me. They have their friends already. So like, why would they want to talk to me? And I think those two thoughts are really keeping me from actually like, you know, getting out there and like, you know, striking up conversations, because I'm like, yeah, they probably don't want me anyway, so like, why would they talk to me? And I think I really need to get out of that mindset, and I really need to get out of that like out of my own head, and just, you know, like just get up to people and try to just strike up a conversation. And like, I think the worst thing that can happen is that they're not interested in me. They don't want to talk to me. They like ignore me. But you know, like, you know, if that's the worst thing that can happen, then I can just move on and go to someone else, you know? Like, the worst thing that can happen is not that they will ban me from the event, or that they will like kick me out or beat me up or anything like that, because, you know, that's not really realistic. So if the worst thing that can happen is that a conversation fails, or someone doesn't want to talk to me, then, you know, should I be so worried and so scared for just getting out there? And I think the answer is no. But still, you know, it's easier said than done, I guess. But yeah, we'll see. Like I said, in a couple of weeks when I go to Antwerp again, I just really hope to to talk to some more people, and to make some more connections. So yeah. And I think also one tip that also someone gave me is like, try to have like a couple of sort of like talking points ready. So like when you go to a kink event, or like, you know, a like kink social or something like that, try to like, you know, have some things that you can talk about. Like if you see someone with like a cute outfit, or like a sexy outfit, or like, you know, a cool outfit, you can always like get up to them and be like, hey, I love your outfit. It looks so, you know, fill in the blank, cute, sexy, hot, massive, like you put a lot of time and effort into it, you know, you name it. And it's, you know, like, it's also a compliment, and people love getting compliments. So if you can compliment them on like, you know, the way they look or the way they dress or anything like that, I guess, you know, that's always like a good way to open. And then, you know, you can keep it going, and you can be like, you know, where did you get it? Or like, how long did it take you to put it together? Or, you know, anything like that. What brand is it? And then you can just like take it from there, you know. You can say like, have you been into thing X, Y, or Z for long? Or, you know, but having like a good opener, like a good icebreaker is really, I think it's definitely very helpful. I usually start with a compliment of a look. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, that's what I did with the at EF as well. Like some of the furries that I just showed pictures with, that I want to take a picture with. I was like, oh yeah, I love their outfit, and I love their look and their fursuit. So I just said that. I was like, hey, can I take a picture? I just love your look so much. I would love to take a picture with you. And that seemed to work. You know, people seem to like that. So yeah, I think, you know, that's a good thing. So yeah. All right. I think that's all for my show and tell about EF. Are there any questions? Yeah. I'm looking through my photos. I don't think I have like any other like specific photos that I wanted to share. Oh wait, I can show you the picture that I had of my of the suit that I got, or the t-shirt that I got. It's not the best photo. But wait, let me show you the t-shirt that I got at the dealer's den. This was a bit of a candid photo, so that's why I'm you know, I got the weird face. But look at how cute that is. It says puppy mode. With like, you know, the cute doggo above that. And I thought it was like such a cute photo. Or such a cute t-shirt. So I am happy that I got it. Even though I didn't get, you know, I didn't end up getting a shirt from the maker that I actually wanted to get a shirt from. I thought this one was also really cute. So yeah. Also, fun thing. I did actually make some connection. Well, not connections, but like some people. Some people, like several people, like, you know, waved or like said hi to me because they recognized my cap and were wearing like, you know, a similar cap themselves. There was like one guy at the train station when we arrived on Friday who was also wearing like not the same cap, but like, you know, a similar cap that said hi, and I was like, oh hi, and then I was like, wait, do I know you? And then it dawned on me. I was like, oh, wait, no, I don't know you. You're just part of our community and you saw my cap, so you just wanted to say hi. I was like, oh, yeah, I kind of, you know, didn't realize that, you know, it would be such a sort of like common denominator that people would like say hi for that. Because I was like, oh, wait, do I know that person? Have we talked before? And I came to the conclusion that I didn't. But, you know, he's just part of the community, I guess. And then, like, at the con as well, like, there were several people that were, like, you know, saying hi or waving because they were wearing, like, the same style cap. Or even one person, like, came up to me. That was kind of awkward. He came up to me and he started talking. But then he sort of... I tried to, like, you know, respond, and I tried to actually talk to him as well. But he didn't really, like, say a lot. So I was like, okay... You walk up to me and you like want to interact, I guess, but you don't really interact as much as I try to, you know, which was fine. Like maybe he also had like anxiety, or maybe he also found it difficult. But you know, if I asked him something and I didn't really answer, then I was like, I'm not sure what you want me to say. So yeah, but other than that, like, you know, it was really fun to see several people wear these caps and you know, like say hi. Did you see the new Pokemon Growlithe hat merch? I did see that. Yeah, I did see that. It looks so cute. I haven't yet. Wait, let me... Let's see. Growlithe. I'm not sure if I can find it. Oh, wait. Here it is. It's so cute. It's like... I don't think it's... I think it's just like a Pokemon hat. So I don't think it's like part of a community or anything like that. But it's like a similar sort of style. Yeah, so it's this cap. Which, you know, like, same kind of style. Sort of like, you know, a character peeking out. And this one is also like pretty popular amongst furries now, I guess, because I've seen several furries. I've seen several people or several furries walk around with this one. Don't know if the merch team is a friend of Bluey or just saw it around. Wait, this one or the one that I was wearing? That's cute, right? Yeah, this one is cute. Yeah, I think this is like official Pokemon merch. At least this site looks kind of official. PokemonCenter.com. I'm not sure. But yeah, I think this is just, you know, this is just like, you know, generic Pokemon Pokemon merch. The Growlithe one, yeah, I don't know, maybe. I don't necessarily think so though. I don't think it's like friend of Bluey team. I think it's just, again, I think this is an official Pokemon site. I'm not sure, but it looks kind of, sort of official about PokemonCenter.com. I don't know. This looks like a kind of an official site, so I'm guessing this is just official Pokemon merch. So yeah, I think they just, I mean, they might know their target audience and they might be like, oh yeah, they probably will like this. But other than that, I think it's just generic furry Pokemon merch. I would love to get, like, I really wanted to get one of those sort of peak hats, because I have the artwork for, like, you know, a peak style myself. Have I ever shown that? I think I have it on my Blue Sky. I don't think I've actually ever shown it here. Wait, let me show that. So I have the artwork myself for, like, you know, a similar style cap, and I wanted to get this one. I wanted to get, like, you know, my own persona on a cap like that, but I can't find anywhere that can embroider it on a cap that doesn't cost like $1 million, or it looks like, you know, like ass. Like, I can't find any company that can embroider this on a cap where it doesn't look like ass. So that's why I just ended up ordering the one that I have now. Maybe in the future, because I know that there is someone in the community that, you know, makes these caps themselves, but they use different arts. They don't use the art from the artist that I use, but they use like another artist. So maybe in the future I can, like, you know, get art commissioned by them and then get a cap from that as well. But I believe those are also not really cheap. So yeah, I'm happy with the cap that I have now, even though it's not custom for my own persona. So yeah. But yeah, the Growlithe one is also really cute. PokemonCenter.com if you wanna order it. I don't think I saw anyone at EF with that particular one though. But yeah, I did see several people with the with a style cap that I was wearing. So yeah. So those were my that was my first FurryCon. It was really good. Like I said, I had such a good time. And I just felt really, like, you know, at home and, like, you know, surrounded by quote unquote my people, you know, like being surrounded by furries and yeah, people that can just be themselves, you know. I saw so many people walk around with thigh highs or like arm warmers or like femboys in skirts and yeah, I thought, like, you know, it's cool that that's okay, you know. It's cool that they can just be themselves and walk around like that and just have a good time. I also, like, I was wearing my pup hood for a little bit. I think EF is one of the few cons where puppies are also kind of welcomed and you can walk around with pup hood also during the day. From what I've heard, NFC, the other very big convention in Europe, pup hoods are only allowed, like, after dark, like in the evening. And I think in US cons, it very much differs based on, like, the con. But I also hear, like, a lot of stories on, like, social media where puppies are also not really welcomed at certain US cons as well, which I think is a shame, because I think puppies and furries, they really can go hand in hand. And yeah, I don't know, I just don't really, I kind of hate it how there can be such a you know, like such a device between puppies and furries, you know. I'm like, why can't we just coexist, and why can't we just accept the fact that, you know, puppies are also part of the community, part of the fandom, and yeah, you know, like the entire argument, like, oh yeah, Papoose is a kink and kinks are sexual, like I don't subscribe to that. I think it's like, it's stupid, because, you know, if Papoose are sexual, then fursuits are equally as sexual, you know. Like it really depends on the wearer. It really depends on like what people do with it. Like, you know, there's a lot of people with fursuits that have sex in fursuits. There's a lot of puppies that have sex while in puppoot. And there's also a lot of people that, you know, wear pupoots and never do anything lewd in it, and same as furries, you know. So the entire argument, like, oh, pupoots are kinky and sexual, I just don't buy that. I'm like, it's no less sexual than a fursuit. So yeah. Hey, Legacy, hello. NFC Enjoyer here can confirm perps were only permitted for one night in the evening on one floor in a 3-floor con. But it's the start before and we just weren't allowed. Yeah, and like I said, that's why I'm happy that, you know, at EF, they weren't like as strict. Or at least I saw several puppies walking around. There weren't like that many. But like, you know, I definitely saw some walking around. And like I said, I walked around myself in puppoot also for a little bit. But like, you know, there was also posters for like the Rubber Furs meetup, like, you know, in the convention hall. So I think it's that also goes to show that, that this convention is definitely more open-minded towards like things that are not necessarily like, you know, inherently fuzzy. I enjoy NSFW art, but I don't want to actually have fun in a suit. Right? Yeah, exactly. And I think there's a lot of people that are like in the same boat. Hey, Scarlet, the fan collector, how are you? How was Eurofurence? Yeah, it was really good. I just finished like my show and tell. So if you wanna see pictures that I took, you should probably watch the VOD back. But yeah, I had an amazing time. I sent you a perfect meme for this session on Telegram. Oh wait, let me have a look. Yeah, that you know, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. Wait, let me save that so I can show that. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And like, I know that a lot of furries, they don't believe this, you know. Like, there's a lot of furries that are totally cool with pups, and they're like, they don't believe this at all. But yeah, there's also some, this is definitely also, you know, some furries that are like having this opinion, and I'm like, yeah, I don't get it. Because being a furry, you know, like, so many people on the internet find furries weird, and like, so many people on the internet are like hating on furries, and they're like mocking them and whatnot. And like, why, as a furry, why would you hate on another marginalized community just because they, like, you know, they like to wear a mask, or they like to wear, you know, like something that's out of the ordinary? Why would you hate on that? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. So yeah. I've been in the fandom for 5 years, and so far I made a lot of friends and even became a sim for Luna and Roxanne. I don't know who those, who that is. Whenever I play Roblox, if someone bullies a furry, this is what I say: furries rule, bullies are trash. I mean, well, you know, bullies are trash. People should just not bully in general. Like, you know, regardless of if you're a furry, regardless of if you bully a furry, like, don't bully people, you know. Just be nice to others. Just spread the love. Just spread love, not hate. Why hate on people because, like, why hate on people just because they might be different? And I think, like, within the gay community, but also within the kink community, I think it also happens still, unfortunately, with, like, you know, also certain like kinks and certain like, you know, communities. And I'm like, I just don't get it. Like, if people are into, like, I definitely am, you know, also, I've seen, like, you know, communities where people are also really hating on, like, hating on that community just because they're, like, thinking it's like, oh, it's weird, or it's disgusting, or it's, like, cringe, or whatever. And I'm like, let people enjoy the thing that they enjoy, right? Like, if you don't like it yourself, that's fine, but you don't have to hate on others for liking something, you know? As long as they're not hurting anyone, or doing, like, you know, illegal stuff, or, like, you know, unconsensual stuff, then let people enjoy whatever it is that they enjoy, you know? So yeah, I never really get that. Again, luckily there's like a lot of people that also don't get that and also don't participate in that, but sadly there's still a lot of people that do and that do hate on others because they like something that they don't get. And that's a shame, you know, that's a shame. We should just be open-minded and accepting of people, regardless of what they like. But yeah, sadly, not everyone thinks like that. So yeah. But I'm glad that, you know, in our community, I'm glad that I don't feel that's the case. You know, I feel people are accepted here, regardless of what they may or may not be into. Which is good, because that's exactly how I want the community to be. I want people to just be able to be themselves and enjoy what makes them happy. Because in the end, you know, if something makes you happy, isn't that like the most beautiful thing? If like dressing up in a $6,000 carpet, if that makes you happy, then good for you, you know? If putting on a pup hood, like a neoprene pup hood, if that makes you happy, and getting on all fours and barking at people and playing with balls and playing with toys and playing with squeaky things, if that makes you happy, then good for you, all the more power to you. Or if dressing up in, you know, the most extravagant gear, like a latex suit covered with MX gear, covered with a helmet, covered with God knows what, if that makes you happy, then good for you, you know? Go out there and be weird and be happy. Because, you know, life is stressful, and things in the world are stressful, and, you know, especially today, I was reading the news today, and like the entire world seems to be on fire everywhere, literally, and I'm like, if people can just unwind by, you know, putting on a pup hood, or putting on a fursuit, or, you know, putting on whatever gear that they want to, if people can just unwind by doing that, and they can just sort of forget about things that are happening in the world, or like things that are happening in their personal lives, or anything like that, isn't that like, you know, a beautiful thing? Because the stupid thing is if I would say to people like if I would go to work, or like, you know, in general, if you like go to work, or like you talk to friends and you're like, oh man, I'm having such a shitty day, I'm gonna get wasted tonight, I'm gonna drink like, you know, so much beer and so much alcohol so I can just get wasted and forget about everything. Usually people are like, oh yeah, good for you, yeah, you go ahead and do that, you know? People are totally okay and accepting of that. But then if I say, oh yeah, I had such a shitty day, I'm just gonna go home, put on a latex suit, put on my pup hood, and just, you know, get in pup space and play with my toys and bark and get on all fours and forget about my day. People are looking at me like, what the hell are you saying? What are you doing? That's weird. And like, why is, you know, getting shit-faced drunk, why is that more accepted than dressing up in weird outfits and, you know, forgetting about your race like that? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I never understand that. Even I'm accepted here as a normie. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I get that. I don't know. I've been shit-faced drunk, not worth. Yeah, right? Like, also, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I just don't get it that people hate on things. Like, yeah. There's definitely, like I said, there's definitely, like, people in like, you know, within the kink community as well that, hate on certain kings. They think it's, like, weird or disgusting or whatever, and I'm just like, I don't get that. Hey Keelid, hello, how are you? I would die from shyness if I did that. Wait, what? If you got shit-faced drunk? Or if you talk to people and say that you dress up in latex and a pup hood and unwind it like that. I was telling your coworkers. Yeah. No, I mean, well, yeah, but that's the thing. Like, I think it's stupid. Why can't I say, why can't I say at work that, what did you do over the weekend? Oh yeah, I got super drunk and I went to party. Why is that fine? But saying like, oh yeah, I went to a furry convention and I saw furries and I hugged furries and whatnot. Why is that? I mean, I did say at my work that I went to a furry convention, but not everyone can say that. So I'm like, why is the one more accepted than the other? I don't get that. Hey, Big Trash King, hello, how are you? Ow, 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 ow. How was your weekend? Papud and Clicker Hypno. Yeah. The name sounds familiar. I think I follow you on my pub Twitter. Yeah, Kia Lead is also, I'm not sure if they're still active on Twitter. But they are also, in the pub and furry community. So that could definitely be the case. But yeah, Big Trash King, hello, how are you? I hope you're doing good. Welcome on in. But yeah, I mean, I feel that while at work, I might not be completely open about like everything. I did have a very open conversation about certain things with my manager the other day, about like my personal life and things that are keeping me busy. So yeah, I actually kind of like that. I thought it was kind of nice to be able to have a sort of open conversation with him about that. And also like last week before I went to EF, I also just very openly said to some co-workers that I was going to go to a furry convention because they asked me what I was going to do in Hamburg. And I was like, well, I can beat around the bush, but I don't want to do that. I want to be able to be myself. And I want to be able to just be, be open about it. So they were like, what are you going to do in Hamburg? And I said, well, I'm going to go to a furry convention. And they were like, fine. And they were cool with it. So, yeah, I was kind of happy about that. Last week I was on the train, boy next to me on his phone did not stop talking about drinking. Oh yes, I know someone to know how to drink. And yes, then we started drinking, etc, etc. I think he talked the whole ride about alcohol on the phone. Yeah, right? And why is that? Like, if people want to do that, that's totally fine. I'm not judging in the slightest. Like, I've been drunk myself before for, good and bad reasons. I've also been drunk before to just, drink away my worries. I can't recommend that. But like, that's all good. But why is that totally fine? But, saying that you did something kinky to unwind, why is that sort of frowned upon? I just don't get that. I just don't get that. I'm okay, I just woke up. Oh, nice. Well, happy start of your day. Happy to hear you're doing okay. Like I said, it's like in the kink community as well. There's like certain kinks that people just still have, prejudices about. And I just don't get that. I don't subscribe to that idea. Like, I don't share certain kinks myself, but if you tell me that you are into, thing X, Y, or Z, I would be like, oh, okay. And I would probably ask you to tell me more about it, like what it is that makes you like that thing, or how did you discover it, or like how do you do it, But I would never judge anyone for telling me that they like a certain kink, because, yeah, why would I, Why would I? Anyway, I think the plan was also to play some games tonight, but I love chatting with you guys about these kind of things. And it's always very interesting to like hear other people's perspectives on like, on these things as well. So thank you guys all for sharing. And as always, if you like have any questions or you want to share something about those kind of things, we are also a kink educational channel. So from time to time, we do like to educate people and talk about kinks and answer questions and whatnot. So yeah, we also have a kink educational channel on the Discord. Let me plug that real quick. So if you are 18 years or older, when you enter Discord, you can give yourself access to that. If you want to talk to people about kinks, share experiences, ask questions. It's not a let me share my nude pictures in this channel. It's not like that. But it is, if you have any questions about like where to get gear, how to get started with a certain thing, anything like that, that's the place to ask your questions. So again, link in chat if you want to join that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna grab something to drink because my throat needs to get some more lubrication. And then after that, I wanted to play a game. Last week when I didn't stream, I wanted to play the demo for NO 117 Pax Romana. But you know, I didn't stream, so I didn't end up being able to play that. But I thought maybe today we can actually play that demo. There is a demo of the upcoming game NO 117. And the last NO game that I played was, I believe, 1800, which I really liked. I've never played an NO game before that. But I actually really liked NO 118. And this is the new NO that's coming out sometime this year. I'm not sure exactly when, but it's gonna come out soon. So I was like, you know, let's try out the demo. Let's see what it's like, and then we'll yeah, we can just play that. It's only 1 hour, sadly. Yeah, so the demo is only 1 hour long. But I think that's perfect because then, you know, like if I played it for an hour, then it's gonna be like 11 p.m. So I think that's actually gonna be perfect for this stream as well. Also, chat. Also, I just want to remind everyone that currently it is September, which means that Twitch subs are discounted. So if you get a new sub to the channel... Oh, wait. I need to type it right. September. If you get a new sub to the channel, you can get up to 30% off, depending on the sub tier that you choose. So yeah, if you wanted to subscribe, get some emotes... Excuse me. If you wanted to subscribe, get some emotes, and ad-free viewing, now is the time to get into that because, you know, it's cheaper. All right, my throat starts itching, so I need to lubricate it. I need to grab something to drink. You guys play some Plinko, catch some fish, then I'll see you in a little bit when I return. I'll be right back. Alright, chat. I'm back again. I got something to drink. And I found some licorice that will hopefully help with my itchy throat as well. So hopefully you guys also got something to drink yourselves. Thank you for being here. It's good to see all of you. Let me get the game going. Let me change the title or the category. Also, we have an ad happening in 3 minutes. So again, it is September. If you want to disable ads, now is a good chance to, or a good time to do that. And if you want to support me in the process, that of course is a nice added bonus. All right, let me get the game going. And you know, if you are a Dom, since we were talking about kinks earlier, if you are a Dom and you want to get some cheaper subs, well, this is your chance. Now is the time. Alright, I'm trying to launch a game, but so far nothing seems to be happening. Oh yeah, I feel that I also haven't talked about the sort of pink elephant in the room. Last week I was supposed to be doing my birthday stream, and then I ended up canceling that very last minute. I don't wanna go too deeply into things, but me and Peter were currently working through some stuff. Everything's fine. We're all good. Our relationship is still strong. It's still good, but there are some things that we are working on, so to speak. And that just takes time. And last week we were talking about those things as well, and things kind of sort of like escalated a little bit. So yeah, I was really in a very bad place mentally, so I was not really in a good place to do a stream, let alone a birthday happy celebration stream when I was feeling everything but happy. So yeah, I decided to cancel it. I do wanna see if I can maybe do it at a later time, maybe this weekend, because I don't think I have time during like any other weekend. All the upcoming weekends are kind of booked full. So I will think about that, see if it's gonna be doable this weekend, and then I'll if I can make it this weekend, I'll announce it. I'll let you guys know on the Discord that we're gonna be doing it, because I still would love to celebrate my birthday with all of you guys. But yeah, it was just you know, bad timing, I guess. I hope we're gonna be there. Yeah. And again, it's nothing. Again, it's nothing like, you know, bad between us, but there's just some things in our relationship that some developments, if you will, that, you know, we're working on. Some changes that I wanna see being made. And yeah, we're working on that. So yeah. But it takes time. It takes time. So and lots of conversations. Better to just cancel it. Yeah, right. Yeah, I was kind of hoping until the last moment that it was gonna be okay, but then we just, you know, kept talking, and things just kind of started heating up a little bit more and more and more. So yeah, it just didn't feel good. Right, click to start the game. I'm clicking, but oh, there we go. Alright, tutorial, full tutorial. Select if you want to have tutorials on or not. If you're already familiar with previous Anno games, you can choose to get tutorials only for the new features. I have played a previous Anno game, but it's been a long time, so I'm gonna leave full tutorial on. Text language English, that sounds good. This all sounds good. Did you already play this game? No, I haven't played this one yet. So I wanted to play this last week, but then I ended up not streaming because I was stressed to go to EF. So I haven't played this one yet. And again, like the last time that I played an Anno game was Anno 1800. And we did play that on stream. I'm sure you can still find the VODs on YouTube. But that's also been like, you know, a couple of years. So I haven't played an Anno game in a long time. Also, Marcus, you're kind of cute. Marcus is kind of cute. Alright, select starting province. Albion. Classic golden Anno experience, gentle on beginners. Alright, let's go with that. Set sail. But I haven't played this one. I haven't played this one yet. There was so much expansion of Anno 1800. I was shocked. Yeah, I'm kind of sad that I don't have Anno 1800 on Steam. But you know, even though you can get it pretty cheaply these days on Steam, I'll probably wait for Anno for this one to come out. If I mean, I'm probably not gonna get it like instantly. But I do want to get it at some point because I did really enjoy Anno 1800. So I'm sure that I will enjoy this one as well. But next month sees the release of a couple of games that I want to play. There's Little Nightmares 3 that I'm going to be playing with a really good friend of mine. We've been talking about playing that together for, well, I think, you know, ever since they announced it. So that's like, what, 2 years ago, I think. 30 expansions for Anno 1800. Oh, wow, that's a lot. Yeah, so next month is Little Nightmares 3 that I can't wait to play. I still want to get the Gears of War remastered version on Steam. And there was another game that I wanted to get that comes out next month, but I'm not sure which one it is. I was thinking about... Oh, crap, I got the hiccups. I was thinking about that earlier. I was like, oh yeah, that game also comes out next month. But I'm not sure which one it is. I forgot. And then also, have you guys seen the new expansion pack for The Sims 4? That also looks really cool, so I kind of want to get that too, because it looks really good. I don't know, do I wish to be a Roman governor?
The Emperor himself has deemed you worthy to take charge of these lands. Once struck by disaster, they're now ready for new leadership. Your leadership.
My leadership.
Your story begins here, on a humble island with azure shores. Latium.
Latium.
Whether you dream of a bustling trade empire or conquest-driven dominion, success is never guaranteed. No two cities will ever be the same, as every choice you make shapes your city in your image. Govern well, and the Emperor will sing your praises. Govern poorly, and, well, the consequences won't be pleasant. Every decision you make will shape your legacy. So, how does one become a good governor?
Yeah, how does one become a good governor?
Find out.
All right, here we are. Oh, wait, can we change that? Controls. Wait, interface maybe. No. I didn't necessarily like the the mouse movement, but I'm not sure. I don't think we can change that. All right, let's just I'll get used to it.
Timber is vital to the continued growth of our city.
Oh, wait, my model is wait, is this game too heavy on my model? Wait, let's graphics. Let's set it to medium. Hello? I did add some small new features to Bleed Blast, by the way. I'm surprised nobody triggered it, but it responds now if someone asked one of your two things. Had to train a small AI model for that. Oh, really? Are you a puppy? Yes, MrJordilicious is a human puppy, which is type of roleplay within the furry community. If you want more information, you can use the puppy command in chat. Oh, that's so cool! You had to train an AI model for that, though. That's funny. That's so cool, though. And then what is the other one? Is it, are you a furry? Wait, what? Why does it take so long to change the graphics quality? What's up with that? Why does it take this long? Yes, MrJordilicious is a furry. If you're curious for more details about what it means, you can use the furry command in chat. Aw. Nice. That's so cool, though. Alright, I don't know why changing the settings, the graphic settings take... Oh, there we go. I was gonna say, I don't know why it takes this long. Okay, but it's still... Okay, let's just set everything to low, maybe, then. It's gonna take forever to change the settings again, I think. I had to train a small model, so I don't have to ask ChatGPT every time if it is a question about that subject. Oh, okay. How does one train a AI model? How does that work? Did you hear a lot about, like, you know, AI models being trained and stuff, but, like, how do you do that? Right. You can find the timber production chain here. Many goods require multiple production buildings. Build a woodcutter.
We should station the woodcutter in a forest near our trading post.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Probably near the forest. I remember something like that. Alright, let's put it down. Let's put it down here. And the language is different. There's also a notification. Ah, that's so cool. Now build the sawmill, the second building in the production chain.
The sawmill should be situated between trading post and woodcutter.
Okay. Between the trading post and the woodcutter. Can I rotate this? How do I rotate again? Diagonal construction. Oh wait, control plus what is that? Control comma? Oh, okay, but I can't. Can I like? No. Wait, how do I rotate stuff? Let's see. Rotate camera. No, that's not what I want. Rotate selection counterclockwise. Oh, wait, comma? Okay, I guess comma. Let's see. Comma. Oh, yeah, there you go. Alright, let's put that. Let's put that. Let's see if we do this here, then we can put that maybe here. Alright, like that. Alright, all buildings require a street connection. That's what I thought. So we're gonna be connecting this, and then hopefully, I didn't actually think this through, but hopefully we can keep going. Ah, crap, it almost works. Okay, but that's okay though. We'll just do it like that. You just make a TXT file with a lot of lines so it can understand how it is asked. To make it simple, I just asked ChatGPT to make that TXT file to train with. Ah, okay. Interesting, interesting. So like people can also ask like, you know, they can ask the same question but like in different ways then. Alright, people live here. So let's put some houses. Let's put them maybe like over here on this side. Let's put like 2 houses next to each other. Like that. And then we'll also connect them with a street. Like that. There we go. Okay. So we got that. What else do we need? Correct, but only responds 1 time per stream per user. Okay, okay. I see. Alright, we also need a warehouse, I think. I kind of want to see if we can just build that off to the side here, because it doesn't have to be like, you know, super... Oh, wait, we can also make that diagonal. Oh, wait, we can maybe also put that like over here. That's kind of cool. I like that. Let's put that here. Then we add a dirt road to that. We just connect it over here. Nice. I tried to ask it a few ways and it always responds. Nice. That's kind of cool. I like that. All right. So I'm guessing we'll just leave this run its course for a little bit. Let's see. So I don't think we have to build anything like instantly. Wait, do I have to change? Can't I close this? Why can't I close this menu? Like I click on the X, but nothing happens. I can't. Like, oh wait, there we go. Now it's gone. For some reason, it was also it was a furry question when Trix the bat said the neighbors have a rooster. Oh really? I didn't even notice that. That's funny though. I mean, I'm sure there are rooster furries. I mean, I did see a big chicken. I saw a big chicken on at EF. So I have to say though, even though the game is set to low graphics quality, it still looks kind of cool. It still looks pretty good. Like, obviously it looks better in, like, you know, high quality, but I think in lower quality it still doesn't look too bad. And it makes it run smoother with my model too, so. For some reason, it wasn't even the rooster part that made the trigger. Oh, okay. Okay. Alright, so we got 2 residences. I'm not sure if that's enough. Your income minus expenses per minute. So we should probably build... Should probably build some more things, right? Warehouse, construction materials, tools. Timber. Oh, wait, so we only have those yet? We only have a timber production chain, so we can't really build anything else just yet, I guess.
One from the coins and the statues.
I was also thinking that, but I'm able to remove the wood and still thinks it is furry. Okay. Building residences. Build 20... Oh, 2 out of 10 Libertas residences. Oh, wait. So we have to build 10 of those. All right. So we'll do that. Let's see. That's 4. And then we'll build 2 more. And we'll connect them with the dirt road. Like that, and then we'll do the same here. Like that. Perfect. Select the tab of your first resident here. Provide some food. New foods unlocked. Sardines and porridge. Porridge is a staple, easy to produce for the masters. No one loves the taste though. No, I get that. Family picking at the bony sardine can still be fed and kept in health. Okay. Alright, so we can get a fishing hut, or we can get just porridge. Let's build a fishing hut. I do think we need to add that near the water, though. So let's add that here on the corner, I think. Like that. And then we'll probably also have to connect that with dirt road. Like that. We should reach 0 out of 100% of food needs for Liberty residents. Okay. I mean, we could also build porridge, but I'm like, how do I build that? Oh wait, an oat farm and a porridge stand and kitchen. Okay, so and this is just a fishing hut. It's just producing producing that fish. But I think we can also build requirements coast. Wait, it doesn't have coast. Oh no, it is actually working. Okay, it is doing something. Okay. It just takes a while before it actually does something. Okay, well then maybe we could also build like the oat farm. I'm guessing we can build that like maybe also like, you know, here. We can build that, and then also the porridge stand. I guess we can build that closer to the like the little neighborhood that we got. So let's add that here. Like that. Hopefully that makes production go a little bit faster. Missing oat fields. Oh wait, you need to add fields? Oh crap, then maybe this wasn't the best place to do that. Okay, hang on, let's
No more, old chum.
Can I relocate this? Relocate, yeah. Let's move that. Let's move that here. And then here we have some more. No! Then here we have some more spaces for the fields. We can just add them to like the back here. And then maybe also a couple on the side. Like that. Wait, that's not enough? 36 out of 80? Does it need to be more? Also, Believe, what did you think of the Apple event yesterday? I know you are also a pretty big Apple fan. Did you like the new announcements? Residents or other parties may seek an audience with you. Select them to interact with them. I have to say, I wasn't really like massively impressed with the new iPhones. I only saw the iPhone parts. I missed the beginning, so I didn't see the Apple Watch and the AirPod parts. I have to say though, like the only like big feature of the new iPhones that I would be like, oh man, I wish that I had that, was the square sensor for the front-facing camera. That's like the only thing that I'm like, oh man, I wish I had that. Because having a square sensor, like, it looked really cool. Like being able to take like, you know, a front-facing pictures by holding your phone like, you know, in portrait mode, and it will automatically be able to make like a landscape photo. I thought that was really cool.
It's beyond us.
A Libertus passes you, straining on the heavy load of timber. He carries the hopeful air of one who has recently celebrated his manumission, freedom from slavery. Despite his burden, he stops and hails you as a governor. Sees his goods, buy his supply, wish him well. I'll wish him well.
Where ya? Fair enough.
Hey Trex, welcome back. I was talking about that for years. I also want that on the back. Yeah. But like, you know, I mean, I can't afford to get a new phone now anyway. But like, that's the only feature that I was like, oh man, that's a really good feature. Stop vertical video. Yeah, it is weird that they didn't add that to the back. That's kind of weird though, yeah. They totally could have done that. I feel.
Something for your consideration, Eri.
Something for your consideration. Your residents have needs that are grouped into categories such as food, fashion, or public services. It's up to you to decide which needs you provide. For early residents, one need covers an entire category. Once each category has been provided for, you can upgrade the residences to the next tier. Okay. So how do we check that? Okay, here we go.
We're both very small.
So they need public service and they need fashion, but they do have food. And that seems to be the case for basically all the houses. Alright, so we need to build some public service things then. We can't do that yet though. We need to have more liberty, so we need to build probably more houses before we can actually do that. So I'm guessing...
Mine's been gone for a while.
Um,
Won't shut up about the volcano and the moving dark. Whatever that means.
let's build some more houses. Wait, do we have money for that? Oh yeah, we do have some money, so we can probably do that. Alright, let's build some more here as well. Like that. Let's extend the roads. Like that. Let's see, how many do we need? 10 more liberty. I don't know, how many people can live in one residence though? I think more than one, right? Current population 1. I think the same. Finally, they add that, but the most big thing is the iPhone Air, I think. But I don't like it that thin with a huge bumper that contains all the hardware. Just make it a little thicker so you don't have a bump and fill it with battery. Yeah, like, I mean, I was saying this to some friends as well yesterday. I was like, I don't really understand the like hyper fixation on like super thin phones. Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't need my phone to be that thin. Like, I like to hold something, you know. I don't like it when my phone is like that thin that you know, like I'm afraid that I'll drop it or like it bends. So I don't necessarily like. It's impressive what they can do with the iPhone Air, but I wouldn't want one because I don't need a phone that is that thin. So yeah, I just don't really get it myself. Like I said, I don't get the
Public services should be erected close to residences in order to meet people's needs.
Alright, let's erect them here. I don't get, like I said, I don't get like the people being like all like, oh yeah, let's get a thin phone, because I don't share that need at all. I gotta sneak out again. Thanks for the show and tell, and see you real soon. No restricts, and thanks so much for being here. It was lovely to see you as always. I mean, I got you can't see it, but I got 40 minutes on the clock, so I'll probably wrap it up when the timer here ends. But thanks so much for being here, and have a good night and a good rest of your day. A good rest of your week, I should say. Right, let's see. Reach for 100% of public service needs for Liberty residents. Right, so that's currently they're currently working on that. Farms require fields to function. They must be placed. Wait, didn't I do that?
Bold step.
Oh wait, they need more fields. Oh, they need more fields. Okay, so I need to. It needs to be 80 fields. Okay. There we go. What's wrong with the farm? Yeah, apparently you need to have 80 fields. I thought it was more of a, you know, you can have 80 fields, but it needs to be 80 apparently.
For your consideration, Harry.
Each need that you fulfill per residence increases different attributes. The most important ones are income and population. Attributes can benefit your city, e.g. increasing your population will increase your workforce, income will increase your wealth over time. As the city grows, the demand for goods grows with it. Check regularly if your residents' needs are fulfilled to mitigate economic impact. Alright.
Something for your consideration.
Most buildings require workforce to function. Different workforce types may be needed depending on the building. Workforce is derived from population. The resident tiers define which workforce type you have available. So if you need plebeian workforce, grow your plebeian population. To increase the population tier, build and upgrade residences of this tier and provide needs that increase the population attribute. Alright. Work in progress. I still need to change that, I think. That you, yeah, maybe, I don't know. Upgraded residence. Okay, can we, okay, so we still need fashion.
Buying it for me. This fish is the salt of the sea.
Right, so we can build fashion buildings now. We can build a hemp farm and a spinner, or a pileus, which we need a sheep farm and a pileus felter. I mean, we already have this farm here, so we might as well add another farm close to it. So let's build a dirt road around here. And let's build a sheep farm over on this side. Do I need to build like yeah, I see I need to build like livestock areas, so let's do that here, here, and here. And then we'll build the pileus felter, we'll build that next to it here. Did see that on some images in Papa's we had open when the man was explaining. Oh, that it was still a work in progress? Okay, I guess I missed that myself. Where you click with the road tool on a building, it will make a road around the building. Wait, it will make a road around the building? Oh yeah, look at that! Oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, that's really nice. I didn't know that. That's actually kind of nice. That's actually really helpful. You know, let's actually do that around the, here as well then, around the farm. Oh, that's actually kind of nice. That's like one of those things, like, it's not necessarily, you know, it's not necessarily needed. But it is definitely a, it is definitely like a nice to have.
Something for your consideration.
Many production buildings affect the attributes of nearby buildings unless production comes to a halt. Review the attribute effect of any public building at the top of its panel. Choose carefully when placing buildings close to each other to max out benefit and mitigate risk. Alright, alright, alright. Oh yeah, it says here work in progress. Yeah, so maybe indeed, oh wait, that's what you meant. Yeah, so work in progress is something you saw, yeah. It's weird that when there's menus open, then all of a sudden my model is lagging. Like when I open a menu here, see, now my model starts lagging. And then when I close the menu, everything is fine again. That's kind of weird, because why would menus take up more resources in my PC?
Any plans for tonight?
It doesn't really make a lot of sense, I guess. Wonder how much resources that uses. I mean, well, clearly it uses quite a bit. Otherwise, you know, my model wouldn't, you know, wouldn't start, like, you know, lagging. I love the shore.
Sea to you.
Alright, let's see. I still don't have fashion needs. Oh wait, now they start to go. So now people they're making some new fashion. Fashion.
Put a stamp on that. Let them know who made it.
I kind of hate this empty spot here. But I don't really think that I have anything to like fill it in with. Let's see, tools, warehouse. Yeah, no, I don't really have like anything that I can put here yet. Oh wait, ornaments. Oh wait, maybe I do though. Natural foliage. Miscellaneous.
What are you doing in the docks when the master wants you?
I can put that there. And then maybe like a pillar here or something. And on the other side. Like that. I don't know. Then maybe just some foliage. Like that. Is that a flying fire? No, there was a pillar underneath. Oh wait, yeah, no. This one is there we go. Yeah, see, there is something there. But it's kind of yeah, it's kind of buggy. Oh wait, upgrade a residence. Okay, we can now do that. Let's upgrade this residence.
I think, dear husband, we have found our sacred center.
We can actually do more. Let's upgrade this first row of residence. There we go. Nice. Alright, what's next? New construction material. Produce 3 tiles. Open the construction menu.
You need a villa, Harry. Essential in demonstrating your control of an island.
A villa? But is it going to be a regular villa or is it going to be a vanilla villa? Alright, we need tiles. Clay pits. So we need to find places with clay, I think. Requirements river slot. Oh wait, we have a river slot here. So I can put that there. And we need to have a tiler. I guess we can put the tiler maybe kind of here, maybe. We can put it like diagonally. That kind of makes sense, perhaps. Oh wait, but that might be negative? Oh wait, everything is negative. Okay, so it's fire safety that makes it negative, right? And we'll just put it here.
There is a shortage of workforce in one of your cities.
In one of my cities, I only have one city. How many cities do you think I own? Like, I'm not some sort of, you know, fancy governor who owns like a lot of cities, eh? Alright, so I need to get more people to come in though. Oh, charcoal burner. Wait, we also need that. Apparently. Where would I put that though? Wait, do I need that though?
The fire
Oh yeah, missing charcoal. Yeah, so I probably do need that. Then I'll put this. I'll put that here. And I think we'll build a bridge. Can we do that? We can build a bridge. Lovely. Like that. Wait, city watch. Find your villa here. Oh, a governor villa. Oh, wait, we can just build this. Oh. Okay. Well, that's, you know, that's the game crashing. Okay. I don't think that it already saved, but let's try opening it up again. And see if it actually maybe did save. I doubt it though, but we'll see. It's still a working. I mean, it's a demo, so you know there might be bugs to be expected, but wonder if the demo has a save option. I'm not sure though. I'm not sure because you know, of course, there's like this time limit. So maybe it does not have a save option because you know, because of the time limit. I don't know. New game. Yeah, no, it seems like it's literally just like a new game. All right, well, I'm not gonna start all over again right now because you know I was gonna end things at like 11ish anyway, but I guess we'll just end it a little bit sooner then. You know, thanks demo for crashing on us. But I guess we'll just leave it at that then. Because you know we had like half an hour, but I don't want to play like another hour because I also want to unwind a little bit before going to bed later. So I think we're just gonna wrap it up there, so I can also spare my voice a little bit. I don't think that is a bad idea. Can't wait for this game to release. Yeah, when does it release? Wait, let me check the Oh, I was gonna say September 2nd, but that's the demo. The full game releases on November 13th. November 13th. So that's like in two months. 2-ish months. November 13th. What other game? There was another game that came out like next month that I wanted to get, but I'm not sure which one it is. So I wanted to get Little Nightmares 3, but there was another game that I wanted to get, but I'm not sure which one. I'm not sure which one. All right, but let's have a look to see who... Oh yeah, Battlefield 6 also comes out next month, and I also kind of want to get that. Yeah, so various games that come out. I don't think I have money to buy all of them, so I'll have to make some choices first. But that's okay. But let's go ahead and see who is live that we can say hello to. Oh, you know what? We can go to we can maybe go to this streamer. They're also doing a EF and Folsom recap. So we might actually be able to see some. Some pictures of their time at EF, and maybe also Folsom, which you know is also fun to hear about. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and do that. All right. Well, yeah. I'm sorry, chat, that the stream is kind of ending abruptly, but you know, blame the Anno demo for being annoying and crashing on me. We try to find you on there's photos. I actually found a video on like, you know, Instagram or like TikTok, like, you know, on one of those platforms. And it was at the party that me and Peter were at. And I saw that video and I was like, wait a minute, this kind of looks like the moment that we were there also. So I looked in their video and I actually found ourselves in the background of that video, which I thought was really funny. Have a nice evening. Was short but nice. Yeah, for sure. For sure. It was good to have you, Keely. And of course, everyone else as well. For those of you who were new to the community, if you liked what you see, don't forget to drop a follow. Click that hearts button underneath the stream if you aren't followed yet. So you can get a notification every time that I go live next. Which, again, might be this weekend. We might do the birthday stream. I might try to see if I can do this this weekend. I'm not sure yet, but you know, I'll announce it on the Discord when I do and on socials. But yeah, for now, let me get the raid going. Let's see, raid. Is that working? There we go. There we go. All right, chat. Here's our raid message. This is a delicious raid. As always, the one at the top, the first one with our moving emotes, that's for our subscribers. They can use that. And if you don't, if you are not subscribed, then you don't have to worry. You can use the second one, which are all global emotes. And as always, feel free to substitute them for either your own or your favorite streamer's emotes instead. Whichever you prefer. It's all good. Alright, chat, I'm gonna be back here again soon. Again, maybe this weekend, maybe next week. I'm not sure yet. I'll let you guys know. I'll post about it on Blue Sky and on the Discord. So yeah, keep an eye out on those channels where I will announce when we'll do when I'm gonna be live again. But thank you guys so much for hanging out. I really enjoyed it. It was fun. It was fun after like a little short week off. It was fun to be back again. Do a little bit of show and tell, share some photos, share some stories from my first ever FurryCon, Eurofurence 29. So yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. And as always, the last thing that I'll say is that my name is MrJordilicious. You guys have all been extremely delicious yourselves as well. Take care, have a good one, and hopefully I will see you on the next stream. For now, bye-bye-bye!